This is a CBS News special report. I'm Scott Pelley in London. We are interrupting programming this evening because an American Edison has died. Steve Jobs, the chairman of the board of Apple Computer Company, passed away a short time ago. The company says that he had been battling pancreatic cancer. Steve Jobs, of course, stepped down from day-to-day operations just recently at Apple. We'll read to you a statement that Apple has given us. It says, quote, "Apple has lost a visionary and creative genius, and the world has lost an amazing human being. Those of us who have been fortunate enough to know and work with Steve have lost a dear friend and an inspiring mentor. Steve leaves behind a company that only he could have built, and his spirit will forever be the foundation of Apple." John Blackstone, our technology correspondent in San Francisco, has been working on a story on Steve Jobs' life. Here's John Blackstone.
We're in a very wonderful time right now.
Steve Jobs seemed to know what we wanted before we knew it ourselves. In 1981, long before most people had ever touched a personal computer, he told CBS News he was certain computers would become an essential part of our lives.
It's not going to happen at once. It's just going to be very gradual and very human, and will seduce you into learning how to use it.
He started building computers in his parents' garage, founding Apple in 1976 at the age of 21. At a time when operating a computer was anything but simple, his goal was to build a machine for everyone. In 1984, Apple boldly announced its first Macintosh with an ad promising freedom from convention. The sleek design and ease of use led the way in making computing mainstream.
Innovations really are driving the technology right into the center of our lives.
In 2001, Jobs brought us the iPod, changing the way we buy and listen to music.
I think when you actually see one of these things, you're going to just be blown away with how beautiful it is and how thin it is.
Apple was no longer just a computer company. Its online iTunes store was on its way to becoming the world's biggest music retailer, and Jobs seemed to revel in his role as a music industry leader. But Jobs wasn't finished shaking up established industries. Cell phones were next, with the introduction in 2007 of the first iPhone.
iPhone is like having your life in your pocket. It's the ultimate digital device.
In 2010, he unveiled the iPad, and tablet computers became the next big thing.
It's so much more intimate than a laptop, and it's so much more capable than a smartphone.
Jobs had a liver transplant in 2009, but barely slowed down. Just after a second medical leave in early 2011, he sat next to President Obama at a dinner with Silicon Valley's top leaders. And an ailing Jobs was still looking far into the future when he appeared at a Cupertino City Council meeting to unveil plans for Apple's new headquarters.
It's a pretty amazing building.
Jobs' dedication to style and design made Apple's products, from computers to smartphones, the standard. Other manufacturers often imitated, but seldom matched.
You like everything so far? Well, I'll try not to blow it.
In the summer of 2011, by stock market value, Apple passed Exxon to become the most valuable company in the world. Even as his health deteriorated, Steve Jobs seemed as competitive as ever, always pushing to keep Apple at the top.
Steve Jobs was 56 years old. He has passed away this evening after a long battle with pancreatic cancer. There will be more on this story tonight on your CBS station, tomorrow morning on The Early Show, and of course on the CBS Evening News. Until then, I'm Scott Pelley, reporting from London.
For news 24 hours a day, go to CBSNews.com.